Oh, coffee. Delicious. On a Monday, you need coffee. What's going on, peeps? Today I'm going to run through some footage that I shot last week, testing out the Canon R7. I did a video like this a couple years ago, kind of a cinematic video featuring the iPhone 13 to see how kind of far I could push it. I started off years ago with the Canon 70D. That was my first real kind of camera that I shot with, and got some really cool stuff with it, some really good footage, good photos, had a lot of fun with it. Then I kind of got into the the iPhone and got stuck in kind of like the upgrade cycles of iPhones, and the 13 Pro has been a pretty sweet phone, both in terms of for shooting video and photos. When the new phones came out, initially I wasn't super excited. It wasn't until after that I started to see what people were doing with log footage on iPhones that I got pretty excited, and the footage really does look incredible. So I was kind of at a place. Do I upgrade to like a bigger, better mirrorless kind of camera? Do I upgrade to the next iteration of the iPhone? Ultimately, I think what held me back is in wide shots, wide scenarios with lots of natural lighting. The iPhone does really well, especially with the log footage. The biggest number one thing was bokeh. Okay, I love bokeh. First time I ever shot on a 50mm lens, f1.8, which I still use to this day, by the way, on my Twitch streams. It's the side profile view of my keyboard, and it's a shot that people absolutely love, and it's a shot that people have come into my stream because of. So I always love that creamy, blurred background. You just can't do that with an iPhone. There's digital kind of faking, which I've done, and I've done videos with it, and those videos have gotten lots of views and people have been excited about it. And then cinematic mode came out, but it was just always not quite there. And I was hoping in this newest iteration of iPhones that they were going to break through and it was going to be just even better. But we're working with very, very small sensors and very tiny optics. And at the end of the day, what occurred to me is that the camera itself doesn't necessarily matter a whole lot. If you're going to spend your money, spend it on the lens. This bad boy right now that I'm filming with, the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 art lens, is an absolute beast. It is an old lens, but you'll see in the footage that I got, it is just absolutely gorgeous. I didn't have a whole lot of interesting stuff to shoot with, or to shoot the particular day that I took it out, but what I did get, I think, looks really good. This is my first time kind of filming in log. I've been watching tons of videos. Check out my main man, Timo, from Finland. I love his channel. I've been watching his channel, I've been chatting with him. There's a charisma about him, there's an energy about him. He takes absolutely stunning photographs. He's really pushing himself into the video aspect of things. I think his channel is gonna be, I think it's gonna blow up. I really do. And he's just a nice dude. So check out his channel. He's got really interesting stuff, tutorials, video tutorials and stuff like that. And I really like following his channel. And hopefully we're gonna be doing something together soon. A little collab. So I'm gonna take you real quick into the computer, into Final Cut Pro. So one thing to note when I was filming on the R7 is in order to mount the Sigma lens, we need an adapter. So through a few different YouTube videos, I found the Mikey drop-in filter mount adapter. This is pretty sweet. It's a pretty sweet adapter. It's about as close as you can get to having kind of like a built-in ND on the side of the camera. And it worked really well. So I literally just used the histogram to get my exposure for each shot, hit record, and I was good to go. So I just adjusted the ND for every single shot. There's a couple times I forgot to do it, and those ones were either underexposed or overexposed. So every shot, set your exposure, good to go. The lens is a little bit heavy. That's one thing I will say. So for vlogging, and the 18mm is also a little bit tight. So you might want to opt for maybe a 10mm lens if you're going to be vlogging with it a lot. Most of the stuff that I do is in the studio here, so it's not really a big deal. The autofocus, IBIS, and everything worked extraordinarily well. I was super happy with everything about this camera. What the iPhone can't do, whether or not it's the new one or the old one, or whether it's log or whatever, is it cannot get shots like this with creamy, beautiful bokeh. Just physically not possible, because you have this big beautiful lens. I just dropped the shadows, raised the highlights until I balanced it using the scopes, threw in a little bit more saturation, so I'll show you the before and after. So this is like straight up kind of like log. Let's get a nicer shot here. There we go. How about this one here? So there's your before, there's your log. Looks really washed out. Some color corrections using the color wheels and saturation. Already this is starting to look really good. And then bring in a nice custom LUT. I'm using a custom LUT from Roman Hentz. There's another YouTuber that I follow. These were specifically made for the iPhone 11, but I fooled around with them and they worked perfectly fine for this footage. They just kind of flatten the image a little bit more. Bring in the blacks a little bit more. It's just a really nice cinematic look. Everybody has a different idea of what cinematic is. A lot of people think that it's tons of edits and fast moving whip pans shots, all kinds of stuff. I like very little camera movement. I like a lot of static shots, or just very slow pans. I kind of just like to find stuff where there's already motion happening in the scene and then shoot it like that. That's just my style. I think it goes with my music really well. So yeah, we just threw these clips together. I slowed them down a little bit in Final Cut Pro. Quick color correction, which could not be any easier, which is literally just dropping those shadows, raising the highlights, playing around with the midtones, throwing in some saturation, and using a LUT of your choice. And to me, you get some really nice cinematic footage. It was kind of a dark, kind of dreary, cloudy day. So the music that I chose was kind of like some of my moody loops from a live Twitch stream, and I thought that it worked really well. It is very liberating to be able to go out and shoot something, to edit it, and then to also put my own music to it. It's a pretty amazing feeling. So I'm going to let the clip go, and we'll have some final thoughts. Final thoughts: create content because you want to create content. Create content because you love it, because you're passionate about it. Shoot the content that you want to shoot. And ultimately, my belief is that that's going to reach an audience if you're passionate enough about it and if you work hard enough at it. I'm hoping to live stream on YouTube once a week, which will be kind of like a cinematic, kind of soundscapey sort of musical performance. I'll try to get into like a regular routine schedule with that. I'm looking at probably doing 2 Twitch streams a week and then 1 YouTube stream. I know there's not much, if any, crossover between YouTube subscribers into Twitch subscribers. So I'm hoping from doing these YouTube live streams that I can kind of give you guys the content that maybe you haven't been able to see on Twitch, and I think you're really going to like it. That's it, my friends. Stay safe. Catch you in the next one.